back, we finished that seat debacle. I won't go on and on about it, but it's not attractive, it's not comfortable, it doesn't fit right, it's ghastly. I am gonna order new seats, and I decided I'm not gonna go with the OEM ones. I found something that works really well according to all the forums, so I'm gonna order those, and they look really good too. So I'm excited about that. In the meantime, I've got a couple things to do. One of them's, I don't know, it could be a big project, it could be a little project, I don't know yet. The other thing is I have to strip the rest of the paint from these rear window trim pieces. And the thing that I'm really excited about that I don't even know if it's gonna work out yet is this. It is my headlight conversion kit. I didn't buy the new headlights yet, the actual bulbs yet, because I haven't decided which ones I'm going to go with, but I have the mechanical stuff here. This is a nicer kit than I thought I got. Has the wires. Go figure. I love wires. Got even a few built-in fuse. Whatever this is. Connectors. Okay, well that's nice. Instruction manuals? It says I have to drill, remove the hood. Jack stands. Here it is. All right, let's see what we got going on the car here. So, my stock canisters are still in there. I don't know why I thought that I removed them or that they were removed many years ago, but they're not. They're right there. So we're gonna need access. It says access from the bottom. So yeah, I gotta jack up the car. Go figure. So the kits that they make for this, they range anywhere from like low, mid hundreds to $500, just depending on which one you get. The one I got is from Motorgenic, and it was $225, which wasn't too bad. And I went back to the website to kind of see if they had any kind of tutorials or anything like that. And I realized that maybe I chose poorly because of the way they explain the headlight on the site is very Hello Kitty. Okay, so the first step is going to actually be crawling under the car and seeing what we got under there. I don't know why I thought that I had already removed the vacuum pumps, and they were like way bigger than I remembered. So I hadn't. They're down there. Somebody suggested I take the hood off because it's easier to get the vacuum pumps out. But I'm just one person, and taking that hood off by myself, not really ideal. It's not gonna work. I'm limited in size and strength. So let's just go for it. Okay, so when I say very Hello Kitty, the way they describe the product on the website says, own different test machines to design accurate parameter for our products, stable performance, high reliability. It's just like Happy Moon Sunshine Love, Hello Kitty. I'm gonna remove the headlights. Turns out that I wasn't removing anything. I was just adjusting where the headlights pointed, like the direction, which is a bad idea. It's really hard to readjust them, and I already goofed up. All right, these are the springs I have to remove, and four bolts that hold that thing on. All right. there's a cotter pin here. And somebody goofed around with it, spread its legs. Easiest cotter pin I've ever removed. The bummer is I'm having to hold this headlight up with one of my arms, so oh god, my spring fell off. Alright, I guess I just take this spring off. I don't think I'm gonna remember how it goes. See, I've already lost the hole. Jesus. How did I lose the hole so quickly? That's what he said? Is that a that's what he said kind of a joke? This is one of those hand stubbing jobs. Like I stubbed my knuckles, my fingers, I pinched every nerve in my hand. I had like bloody knuckles by the time I was done with this. PB Blast always helps, but then it gets everything greasy and everything's just wet, you know? So what can you do? This is what I'm trying to get out right now. It's like, it's a little bit stuck. Just need a hammer or something. I thought this was going to be a one-day kind of a project. Oh, there you go. Got it. Okay. Alright, now I gotta move those canister bolts. These guys right there. 4 canister bolts. It's not that. I didn't want to put music to this. I thought the sweet sound of this wrench clicking against these bolts and then the ratcheting sound being on the wrong side of it, I thought it was fun. I really did. You know, what a bunch of malarkey trying to get to these bolts. The best way, though, that I got it was through these vents. You know, even if the hood was off or if I was under my car, it really doesn't matter. The most accessible point was through these vents for these little hands to get to. These bolts were a real turd pie to get to. There were brackets in the way, so you couldn't use like a deep throat socket, as I like to call them. So I, ended up using a lot of like ratcheting wrenches and just, bumping the heck out of my elbows and my knuckles until eventually all 4 of them were released and I could get that canister free. Just 4 springs, just 4 bolts. That's it. I got 1 canister out. I read a lot about the canisters not fitting where they're supposed to fit out. I think it's because my entire motor was swapped. It doesn't have the original radiator or anything, and it has all been moved. Like the radiator doesn't sit in the original position because of the clearance issues with this motor. Anyways, so I got 1 canister out. And I gotta get this thing off too. So I'm gonna soak it with some PB Blaster. Remove the cotter pin and the shaft. Actually, somebody slide it out, pin it. I just don't know which one goes right and which one goes left. I'm like dyslexic when it comes to this stuff. I mean, I really am, though. I really, really am. Is everybody out being f***ing annoying today? Okay. I think this is the orientation that it goes into. So I'm not an idiot. I mean, yeah, I can be dumb at times. But the problem is, well, one should say driver's side and one should say passenger side. Instead, one says left hand and one says right hand. Now, the right hand could refer to the driver's side if you're looking straight onto the car, or it could refer to the passenger side if you're in the car. And I've noticed that it varies a little bit from, direction to direction. And, trial and error, I figured it out. It wasn't that hard in the end, but it was like a mental game with my small brain. I want to make something very clear here. This is not a hard job, okay? There really are just 4 springs and 4 bolts that undo those canisters, and then you're supposed to be able to plug and play these new, whatever you call them, headlight opener. I don't care what you call them, but they open the freaking headlights, right? And then you wire them up. It should be easy breezy. There's a couple things here and there, depending on what kit you got, you might have to drill some holes or reuse some old parts, but it should be pretty straightforward. Really, I won't even call this a tutorial. It's like a mockery almost of how you're supposed to do it, because it really, I made it a lot more difficult than it needed to be, just because of this tight space and things being stuck and me being frustrated. There's a lot of steps in here that I don't understand. For one thing, there's this template. I am not seeing where I would need to make these holes. I don't get it. I think there's like unnecessary steps included. There's no slot. Forward end of what slot? I hate hurting myself. I hate stubbing my finger so bad. I'm so sick of stubbing my fucking finger. I don't really see how taking the hood off would have mattered, because I spent most of my time in this area right here. So that's just not purposeful. Okay, there's just one. I can't fit anything around it, so I've got to just slowly do it one at a time. There's this bolt down here that is it's like a limiter, and it's keeping the headlights from popping all the way up. So you can see they're not flush. See that? And there's like a stopper in here. All I have to do is tighten the bolt, and that should be fine. I can't even show you. It's like way deep down in here. There's like a governor. It's just like a stopping bolt, right? And you screw it in, and it allows the headlight to pop up more. Just the simple problem, it wasn't flush, so when you open it up, there was like a 1/2-inch gap. You screw that little screw in to a certain degree, and the headlight opens flush. The screw's a little rusted, and it's hard to get to. It's also, I think it's like an 8mm. I'm mystified by the complexities of these instructions, okay? This wasn't necessary. I mean, maybe it is. I've only got one installed. I'm not even going to power it up today, but there's a lot of stuff going on in here that's not going on any of the other instructional videos and things that I've read on the internet. And also, like, the instructions said that the easiest way to access it would be from the bottom of the car. BS has been from the top and this access panel right here where the fog lights are, or the whatever, these turn signal, whatever they are. Anyways, let's go on with it. I'll just do this side, and then I'll finish the other side and power it up another time, because I'm running out of daylight fast. Alright, I'm going to take this pin out here so I can adjust the cotter pin. The instructions that I read and that I watched on YouTube, they had you reuse that circular portion at the end of the canister with the new kit, and it makes a lot of sense, because that circular lollipop thing that came with the new kit doesn't seem to fit within the bracket snugly. So I figured this was, like the other kits on YouTube, and I decided to take that lollipop looking thing that you'll see at the end of that canister that I'm putting vice grips on out. As I'm doing this, I didn't notice that the lollipop on this canister is a female end to it, and the lollipop on the new kit that I got clearly has a male end. So I'm going through all this trouble, don't tell anyone, and by the time I'm done with it, I'm going to try to screw the lollipop end to the new kit, only to realize that I guess you'd call it butt to butt. There's a butt to butt connection. You can see it right there. The old lollipop versus the new lollipop. Right there. Pretty obvious. Took me to get to that point that I noticed it's a butt to a butt. Yep. Not gonna work. So, back to the drawing board. You know, I guess that's not the way for this kit. And I will figure it out in part 2. This is how it's going. This is how it's going. So let's talk about this. How hard has it been so far? Someone said that I should remove the hood. Maybe would have helped a little bit, but I found most of the access for this conversion to be through the lower fog light areas. Those. The instruction manual read that most of the access would be from under the car. I didn't even need to jack up the car. I read a lot where they said that the canisters were going to be impossible, nearly impossible to remove with the hood on. Slid right out, no problem there. I got one of these installed. The other one I'll do next time, and I will also add the springs back and hook up power. But I got as far as I could today. I still have to buy actual new headlights. These are just filthy. I found a lot of missing screws and broken brackets. I found a broken spring even. You know, and that's the thing about like doing these jobs and restoring your car. You're gonna find things that you didn't realize were broken. And I'm not gonna rush putting everything back together just so I can complete it all today. It's not gonna make me sleep good at night. You know what I mean? I'm going to crawl back into the car, get everything, you know, put away, get my Christmas decorations out, and tonight I'm gonna treat myself, and I'm gonna order my new seats, the new headlights that I need, and some other things. It was a lot of fun working on the outside of the car and taking a break from the interior. You know, I drove the car around again today with that seat in it, and it's just so uncomfortable, but I did find some badass seats that I'm gonna put in the car, and they're not the OEM ones, because again, like, I didn't really find the OEM ones to be that comfortable, so they're not going to be OEM, but everyone says that these seats fit great. I've seen photos. These seats were made to fit this car, so you'll see what I get, but I'm going to order them tonight. Alright, thank you so much for watching. If you missed any videos in the series, I'll link them here, just in case you're wondering. Let's get this stuff put back together. Some Christmas decorations don't last. Like, I don't even know why I saved them. They don't last.